The Erotic Order of the Loving Brotherhood of the Sacred Heart, The Second Coming, Prelude. Whilst inside the psychiatric detention facility, the flute warrior of love initially had a problem with Mr. Ronald L. Huntington. That said, over time she began to enjoy Nude Swimmer more and more. The place was just so boring, and she was so heavily drugged and watched and watched and watched that watching Huntington do things became her main pastime. Nude Swimmer could make the most mundane things in the facility simply so funny that she would sometimes get noticed by the nurses for her open laughter and be force-medicated with heavy antipsychotic pills. Those idiots never seemed to understand that Nude Swimmer was an absolute riot to watch, better than any television program. And she was not binge-drinking water. She had a crystal spirit realm piss-udder Fwilesa obsession problem, not a fluid intake fetish, those idiots. Anyway, since Huntington had Cynthia do the exorcism to rid himself of the bird-dog-beast nightmares in order to regain his position of the Casanova of the Erotic Order of the Loving Brotherhood of the Sacred Heart. For anyone not in the know, that was the order the self-proclaimed eternal prophet of the Hand of Man, a Mr. Gerald Ray, began way back when, and was eventually assassinated by a mafia-linked tailor over some controversial silk-lined, monk-like robes he had commissioned. Anyway, inside the facility, Huntington took it upon himself to get back into full swinging erotic order Casanova condition. Often he was subjected to quiet room, solitary confinement, following botched male-on-male sex act attempts in the facility bathrooms. But sometimes he succeeded in his goals. Oh well. The point of this is, misguidedly, the flute warrior of love contacted Mr. Huntington to obtain the telephone number and full name of the pastor that single-handedly caused the unraveling of the Erotic Order of the Loving Brotherhood of the Sacred Heart. The very unraveling that prompted the eternal prophet, Foundor, to commission the robes in hopes of resurrecting his beloved order, though was assassinated in such attempt, and the grace of the order became completely defunct. So much for his eternal delusions. Oh well. Unfortunately, Reginald was unwitting of this decision. Unwitting of this decision his lovely fiancée had made. For the only failure of his brother, the lute master, the only failure of Mr. Allen Houston Watson, the only failure of the man of secret passion, the only failure of the lute master with the bloody switchblade. The only failure of his brother's musical career had to do with the wake of the above-listed prophet. What must be noted here is that this misguided contact done by the flute warrior of love did not cause any form of relationship strife between brother of lute and warrior of flute. Not in any way. In fact, when Reginald heard what she had done, he laughed so hard that he collapsed. When he regained his breath and told her about Alan Houston Watson's failure and those idiots' wake, she followed suit. The two of them then proceeded to have a good fuck after they got all the laughs out. Misguided? Reginald's only demand out of this was that his nephew Leroy had to be seated beside his brother, the man of secret passion, Alan Houston Watson, master of lute. Nice work, Bolostostis. Certainly, Phylesa is excelling in her training of her young husband. But what, Phylesa, did your Bolostostis do to Reginald, brother of lute? By last account, he was a lout of a buffoon that had even shit his bed from a dream bird-dog-beast attack. Inquiring minds want to know.